Hello, Matthew Williams here with a quick video to say Ian McIvor, fucking cunt, at it again, yeah. Not content with having tried to put a restrictive covenant on the Cross Keys pub in Great Bedwyn, he now says, oh yes, we'll put a planning application in to change its use again. Yeah, so what he's trying to do is he's trying to move this premises away from commercial sector, away from being a pub, and move it further away down the line from being a pub to being a commercial premises to being just a cafe, then a house. This is what he thinks he's going to do, and it isn't going to happen because the locals want their pub back, and the locals are going to get their fucking pub back. And it doesn't matter how many restrictive covenants you put on it, they can be taken off very quickly. Yeah? Court, deal with that in 10 minutes. Yes, Mr. McIvor, why have you tried to stop this community having their pub? Restriction removed. 10 minutes, that's all that'll take, mate. 10 minutes. Yeah? But anyway, apart from the trouble he's trying to cause the community over there, he's put this planning application in, and if you have a look at it now, it says the name of the applicant is Portella Limited. Portella. He's got about 5 or 6 different company names, Ian McIvor, one of which is Portella, and he basically has sold the back half of the Cross Keys pub, the back half, to himself from this company. So from Portella to himself. So he's selling from himself to himself via himself round in these companies. And what he thinks is this is going to make it really hard for anyone who wants to get the properties back, because it'll all be tied up in, you know, things, and then he'll say, oh look, you know, it's not part of a pub anymore, the back of the pub is not even part of the pub anymore, so you can't have that because I sold that to myself. So you can't have it because it's already been sold twice now from myself to myself. Really, this is how he thinks, you know, you should operate, because he knows that he's bought a pub that belongs to the community and he doesn't want it going back to the community, and he thinks that he's going to be able to sell it as a house in the end. In fact, he advertised it as a 4-bedroom house on Rightmove. 4-bedroom house on Rightmove, and it isn't a 4-bedroom house, it's a commercial property with accommodation. So in order for anybody to use this quote 4-bedroom house, they actually have to have a business in the premises, otherwise they can't live there. So maybe they do what he's done and put a fake gallery in the front and say, I'm an art exhibitor, and he puts a few fucking paintings in the window and it's fake. He's not really a gallery, it's never been open, much like the barn in the Barge Inn. The gallery there was never open. 6 years stood, and he never let the community use this thing once that he had. He benefited for £300,000 from the lottery money, at least to the tune of £300,000, and then he still didn't let the community use that barn. Yeah, great. So anyway, he's up to his old tricks, and what I suggest is people please go and object to this planning application. It's here, it's planning application 18/00496/PNCOU. Go on the Wiltshire Council, I'll send you the links below, go on there and use that link, and then you've got to go up here to comment on this application. You click that, you type your comments in here, you put your name, your address. You don't actually have to put your address, it's not critical. I've been told this by the council, but if you give your details, you know, sort of as much as you can, a telephone number and email address, and the first line of an address, or say, you know, wish to remain anonymous, whatever, you can put that in, and you can post this online, and you can object to this planning application. And what you might like to say is that the community wants to have their pub back, and that this man is a property developer who is trying to turn this sort of A2 professional services into an A3, because from there it will eventually go to a residential. He's trying to make out that nobody. I mean, there's a couple of things. I mean, I won't bore you with them. You can go and read them. But if you read the Gazette and Herald, he says in there that he's had no interest at all in this premises. You see, and the reason he says that is because he's trying to foster this kind of this belief that nobody wants to buy this as a pub, nobody wants to buy it as a commercial premises, so it'll just have to become a house. Oh, it's a terrible shame, isn't it? It'll have to be a house. Yeah, but nobody's going to believe you, Mr. McIvor, because the pub company, the Great Bedwyn Pub Company, has written to you with recorded delivery letters, which were signed for, and you didn't accept them. And you said if they try to come and view the premises, call the police. That's what you told the estate agents. And yet, here, in black and white, Mr. McIvor, Mr. Cunt, yeah, actually is quoted as saying that nobody came forward, no buyer, local or otherwise, came forward for the pub in 2016 when it was on the market for almost a year with the appropriate consents in place. Yeah, right. Nobody has made any interest in this place at all. Yeah, you see, lies. Nobody's made any interest in it. I can't sell it. I can't sell it. Nobody wants it. I'll just have to have it as a house. Please let me have it as a house, Mr. Council. Yeah, they're not going to buy it. Yeah, they're not going to buy that. The council are not going to believe your lies. Yeah, so there's an interesting article here. I'll scroll down through it so you can pause this video and have a look if you want. But it's from J.P. Shearing, who's part of the Great Bedwyn Pub Company. And they wish to buy the pub, but McIvor won't sell it to them. That's why he split it into two buildings, and then he sold one building to himself under a different company name, and then he's got this one in this company name, yeah. And he's just determined he's going to try and double or triple his money by making this residential. And he goes into it here, and he actually states, you know, the companies that he's bought these things from and how much he paid for them. And, you know, basically by splitting the building in two when he only paid $475,000 for it, and half the building now is up for sale for $475,000. So basically he wants to double his money. And the only way he can do that is by basically the planning people allowing him to get away with it. And we're hoping they're not going to do that. If, as he says, this was opened as a cafe, which it won't be because then nobody's going to buy it as a cafe, yeah? If that was the case, then it would probably close down the local post office. The local post office have already said that they will not be able to trade if there is a cafe across the road because they've got a small cafe in there and that will just kill them. So they will close. So Great Bedwyn will lose its post office if McIvor keeps on up with this. If he keeps on trying this shit, yeah, Great Bedwyn are going to lose their post office. So they'll have lost a pub and a post office. Yeah, and McIvor doesn't seem to care because what he does, he operates from London, from his house, fucking Glebe. What is it? It's called Northlands in the Glebe in Merthstead, or was it called Merthsome? Yeah, it's the. I think it's called North something house in the Glebe. It's a private fucking road. Yeah, private road with his fucking little, you know, fucking £1 million pad at the end. Yeah, and it's in Merthsome. So look it up on Google. Yeah, somebody needs to knock on this fucking prick's door. I can tell you. Yeah, but anyway, go online and make sure you object to the planning. And thanks for watching.